Hey, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Yes, so 2020's been a bit of a mixed bag, and I say that, not an awful lot coming. We've all been hanging out for this one item that is finally going to be with us very shortly. Yes, folks, fleet carriers. But what's the score with fleet carriers? Well, we had a live stream yesterday where it was totally laid on the table, I think, but only the surface was scratched, so the people from Frontier said. What we do know is it's going to be 5 billion credits to buy a basic fleet carrier. That's a lot of money. Now, I've been playing for years, and I think I may have about 5 billion if I sold all my ships. And do I want to do that? Just to experience fleet carriers? I don't know. Not only is there a 5 billion credit cost to the fleet carrier in its basic form, but also there's a weekly upkeep cost as well that you have to consider. Now, for the casual player, and I think it can be said that Elite Dangerous has turned a lot of us into casual players of late, is that enough to sort of like shell out that amount of credits for a game you might hit, say, once a week, once every 2 weeks? Just because it's new and shiny. And we've been caught like this before with new and shiny stuff. I mean, surely Frontier put on a fantastic show with their live stream. You could tell they're very passionate and happy with the way things have gone. And I think, you know, there's a lot to be said and they should be lauded for their efforts. But 5 billion credits? Okay, fair enough. Only a certain amount of commanders will go and have that. Still a lot of money. This upkeep cost, crew cost, maintenance cost. Crazy stuff. So where do you buy them? Well, you'll buy them from certain core starports, they've said, which have got a fleet carrier facility nearby. You'll go to the fleet carrier dude and say to the fleet carrier dude, "Hey, I want to buy a fleet carrier." And he'll say, "There you are, my good man. I'll contact the factory and you'll have one parked outside." And then it's off to you to go and stock it with what you want. Now you can have your friends dock at this fleet carrier, anyone dock at this fleet carrier, your squadron, just your squadron, not your friends, not your squadron, nobody, so you can just blast around in this massive ship yourself. It's completely up to you. Navigation, you can jump up to 500 light years at a time, with what was said as an hour cooldown in between. An hour to spin up the drive, you jump, then an hour for it to get its act together, cool down so you can jump again. You can sell commodities from these huge behemoths of ships, though you have to stock those commodities first. You put out purchase orders. Say you want to buy, as he said, a couple of tons of gold. No worries, you put out a purchase order. I want to buy 20 tons of gold. It deducts the amount of, for a certain price, it deducts the amount of gold from your account. The purchase order goes out and players, the player community fulfills that order. Or not, as the case may be, depending where you are. Applications for this. Straight away I thought, well, hey, you know, what if you park yourself next to a triple hotspot and sell limpets? You'd make a bit of money there, wouldn't you? Or mining materials, mining lasers, missiles, you know, seismic charges, all that good stuff. What if you did that? What about selling ships as well? You have to go and buy those ships, and then you add a tariff, like you add a tariff to everything that you sell. That makes it worth your while. You're a commodity-based trader, really, selling things where the space stations don't. So if you zoom up to the arse end of nowhere and start selling Type 9s, for example, then you may be very popular. Or if you're selling mining equipment way out on the fringe, you could be very popular. Even refueling. And also repair as well. Imagine the trip to Colonia now with these fleet carriers placed strategically along the route. Okay, you pay the money if you don't want your ship to be destroyed and jump back several hundred light years. You know, to get them repaired. It's a commodity needs must market. If you want it, we've got it, but you've got to pay the tariff. So money is there to be made as well, I think, which is very good. So also they did a quick show of the jump sequence, which we're going to take a look at now. I've got it on the screen, but I'm not doing it in with sound. But let's hear the sound on that. Now, hats off to Frontier, that was spectacular, and that is going to be an amazing set piece. Just like the mining explosion of the asteroids, it's a great set piece in-game. People are going to be jumping just to see that, and there's going to be loads of videos of commanders with their shiny new fleet carriers jumping and recording that footage from different angles. There's going to be astounding. So what does your 5 billion credits get? Well, your 5 billion credits gets you the base model, which includes a commodity market and a tritium depot. Now, what is tritium? Tritium is the fuel that your fleet carrier is going to use. You need that to jump. Haven't got any tritium, you're not going anywhere. In which case then, that's going to prove to be a little bit of a problem. Now, your fleet carrier comes as standard with 16 landing pads, and on the stream they said, and correct me if I'm wrong, 4 large, 4 medium and 8 small landing pads per fleet carrier. So something not to be sniffed at, and a good base of operations for your squadron and your friends, and for anybody else who wants to dock and spend their money at your fleet carrier. So here's the big question then. Will you buy a fleet carrier? Drop your 5 billion credits directly on one. And it's not only that. Are they too expensive? What with the amount of upkeep costs and messing about? And let's face it, as Frontier has not given an awful lot of content for best part of a year, is it too much of a time investment in a game that is begging players to come back? Really? Who knows? We've certainly all got time at the moment to get out there and do some flying, some Elite Dangerous, in between, you know, work and family life. We can't go out, so is this a perfect time for fleet carriers to come into the game? Let me know in the comments section what you think about fleet carriers. Will you be joining the beta? Are you going to buy one? Are you going to see what it's all about first and see how it goes and see what other players do? Hey, let me know. But remember, hit that like and subscribe button and the notification icon. Look out for more videos in this series and from other games. I've been Ricardo. This has been a brief chat about fleet carriers. Let me know what you think in the comments. Fly safe and I'll see you soon.